My name's David Clarke. As part of my photography, I work with performers, I work with dancers, but I also have worked with several people on mental health issues and documented mental health workshops. One of the reasons I'm a photographer is I used to be an engineer, and I found with engineering I wasn't really being creative anymore. So I swapped to photography, which is still quite technical, but in a very different way. Becoming a photographer is way more relaxing, and it suits my way of life because I'm not going to an office day after day. I can wander down the shops in the middle of the day, and I can work late because I tend to be at my most creative. I now think about work most of the time, but it's planning, it's working out the logistics of doing something, but it's also thinking about what worked, what didn't work in the past, how it could be changed. Also what I like in and what I want to do, what I find interesting, and think about how I could achieve including that in my work, really. My work is very much integrated into my daily life. So I can't really split work and not work because they are so tightly bound. But that is through choice. That is because that's what I want to do. That's what I feel most comfortable doing. Whereas in an office job, no, there is that distinction. There is that separation of the two. I used to have to get away from work, from the office job, and relax in some way. Whereas now my job is relaxing to me. It is what I find most comfortable doing and thinking about. I think, let's say relationships, it's changed how I am as I experience different people being in a relationship. Sometimes I've been too polite in a relationship. Other times I just don't know what I'm doing. So yes, I've changed with experience from those. And that has made me slightly cautious with relationships. But I feel more comfortable with that because I know going to try not to make mistakes. But who knows, I still might. I find it curious how some people stay with what they grew up with as a teenager. For instance, say music. They sort of forget about anything new. It's sort of, this is what I enjoyed as a teenager, and that's what I'm going to stick with. I find that curious because I crave new art, crave new music, crave new, well, anything really, new experience. So to stay with what you grew up with originally seems a very strange thing. I think it's interesting to try and work out what is normal, because every person's normal is different, and as a society there is this expectation that normal is one thing, whereas in reality it is very, very diverse, and normality shouldn't really be a thing. That's wrong. It should be more accepted when somebody else's normality is different from your own.